Oh, all right. Hey guys. So I want to kind of tell you my story. So a couple of years ago, well, about a year and a half ago, maybe a little less, I don't know, I became homeless, and I used to run my own company and all that, and I was doing really good for myself prior. And I, of course, like most men, I find a beautiful woman, and I fell in love. And best thing that happened to me till it didn't. And then everything fell apart really fast. I lost my company. I became homeless, and shortly after that, I got diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. I was staying in the shelter here for a little while up in Maine, and unfortunately, it became, the places, they're building another one because that one's, littered with mold. I can't stay in there. I just get respiratory infections like crazy. And being a type 1 diabetic, being sick is, a lot worse. So unfortunately right now I'm staying in my car. My car is pretty much on its last leg. It's, it's the rack and pinions going on it, and it just, I already went through one power steering pump because it froze up. And I'm just currently my goal is to try to first get a van. I'm working on reestablishing my painting company. Once I get a van, I might actually move it down south for the winter because it's going to be too cold to live up here. It's already, last night was 31 with the wind chill, and it's only going to get worse. So I might end up going down south just for the winter, but if I can get a good working van or even an RV, something that I can, hopefully, survive in and be able to eat and, work on making sure I take all my medications and whatnot. So I'm asking if anybody can first like and subscribe. That will help me grow this, and maybe it will help other people out too. But everybody's been in a spot, where they just need help, and asking for help is a hard thing to do as a man. But everybody needs it every once in a while. I don't, unfortunately, have a family. My father passed away a long time ago, and my mom left when I was 2, and my siblings, I love them, but they wouldn't help me, and they can't really help me or whatnot. But it's really hard being homeless and living in your car and not, knowing what you're going to do from day to day, whether it's going to break down or, what's going to happen, and I'm really, really working hard on trying to figure out how to make, ends meet just so I can get a van. Like I said, I'm trying to rebuild my painting company. Luckily I did have a little success I've gotten a few jobs here and there. They've all been small, but it's been keeping me fed and all that. But it's like I said, it's really hard to ask for help, but being homeless and it's like I said, it was 31 degrees last night. It's a really hard thing to do. I'm not very good at these, but I don't know. Hi, SDVR. I'm not very good at this, but I don't know what else to do. I'm like, frantic and not, it's scary, and being a grown man and being scared is, not something, you like to show, but I don't know how I'm going to survive in the winter. I'm like, my diabetes medication is, is that going to freeze? Is it going to, make it through the winter? Am I going to survive in this tiny, I have a 2009 Volvo S60, and it's just, well, I appreciate that you feel bad for me. But it's, something, unfortunately, a lot of people are going to be going through. Our economy's, not doing great. Well, it is and it isn't. But the price of everything is just ridiculous. I went and bought a Reese's because my sugar went low. And I remember when you could go into a gas station and get a Reese's for like 69 cents, 79 cents, something like that. It was $3.99 for, a pack of 2. I was like, that was just crazy. But I don't know. I have my donation links on here, and if you can't donate, subscribe. Maybe it'll help at least the algorithm to get more people who maybe can. But it's just really tough. Like, I mean, this is my living quarters. I have my pressure washer and all my tools in the back, and I sleep sitting up. I've been sleeping in my car for months now, and I don't remember the last time I laid down. And it's, you know, it's rough being, you know, homeless, and it's rough not knowing where you're going to get everything from. It's rough just being, you know, alive today. But, you know, you just got to keep trying. You got to keep moving forward and do the best you can, I guess. But, you know, I don't know. I sit in this car. It's very lonely. It's depressing. You know, you feel like, you know, you're the, you know, nobody sees you. It's just like you feel very alone. Being in solitude. I don't remember the last person I just hung out with and gone and done something with. I've been in solitude for so long, because it's like nobody wants to be around you when you're homeless. Nobody cares on you. You know, I don't get checked in on, and you know, and it's not a pity me story. It's just, you know, this is life, and I'm, you know, like I said, I'm 42 years old. I'm type 1 diabetic, and living in a car. You know, my life isn't going the way I, of course, wanted it, but all I can do is keep trying, and my goals are to either get a van or a small RV or something, and then I would like to go down south and work for a little while, but this car won't make it. We're getting to where it's going to be too cold for anything, and I just, you know, I really don't know what to do. And I'm asking for any support possible. You know, I have my PayPal linked here, my Cash App's Bergstrom Nick. It's in my comments. My description, but I don't know if you guys can help out. Maybe you know somebody else who can, or anything. I'm gonna try to keep updating and hopefully get better at this, because I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm just, you know, I'm just stuck, and I don't want to be stuck anymore. So yeah, and all I can do is my best, and I'm hopefully, you know, I'll get there, but I don't know. It's a very stressful thing, and it's like, even being on here, it's weird. I haven't talked to really many people lately, and it's like, it's been months. It's like, you know, it's like you're in prison almost, and it's sad because, you know, you don't know what you're gonna do from day to day. I don't know how I'm gonna eat some days, and, you know, being a type 1 diabetic, you gotta eat. Like, you know, like, it's just not, you know, it's a necessity. It's something you have to do. You can't get around that. The doctors around here don't help out too much. People say go to a hospital and they'll help you. They don't. You know, like Maine itself, unfortunately, I'm not trying to get political at all at any means, but Maine has no funding. It went all to legal immigrants, unfortunately, and I'm not even being sarcastic. They have built many housing projects around here for them. Why we sit on the streets, and there's the shelters are full, and there's just nothing. And it Maine's a very poor state, anyways, and it's very overpriced. And it's just sad, you know. Like right now, it's like 40 degrees, and this car doesn't stay that warm. I mean, with my windows up and all that, it helps, but you know, what am I gonna do when it gets negative 20 here? It gets really, really cold, and I don't know. I'm just hoping and praying that something happens, and, you know, if anybody has advice or guidance on what I should do, or I don't know. But anyways, that's about it. So just, you know, I'm hoping you guys will like and subscribe to this, and I'll try to make further updates and videos to try to, you know, show through my progress, and maybe it'll help somebody else out. Maybe we can, you know, I don't know, maybe I can, you know, work on, once I get my RV and traveling around to do work, and I can, you know, help other people out. But first step is I gotta try to figure this out, and if anything helps, even a like or share, or, you know, my PayPal is that little whatever QR code down there, and subscribe if you can. And I appreciate you subscribing. I really don't know what to say. I'm not very good at these, but it's just, you know, everybody needs help every day, you know, in their life. So I don't know. That's probably it for tonight, because it's really, really cold, and I'm gonna try to warm up and I don't know, try to make it through the night. It's gonna get really cold tonight again, and I appreciate it. You have a good night too. And I'm going to try to do these nightly, and hopefully I can get a more audience, and and grow this, and once I get situated, help other people out. But have a good night, everybody.